Good morning. It's Monday, some day in May, maybe the 11th. And here we are. We're doing the thing. We're back on stream. We're here to talk about cool, fun things. Looks like we already got a couple people on the channel, so that's pretty cool. But we were doing some cool stuff last week. We were working on building an Alexa chatbot. And I still have some things that I need to do with this, but the thing that we were working on last week was the ability for the chatbot to be able to answer questions. And those questions were specifically framed as Alexa questions. So I might type something like, if you look in the chat, I might type, Alexa, who is Karthik? Right? Karthik joins our channel quite often. He's one of my colleagues in India. And if I type that in the chat, it says, oh, I don't think I know about that. Now, that's interesting because I thought that we did, in fact, know about Karthik. So let me see what I did wrong there. KKK. Karthik. Yeah, he's in there. I don't have any data for him, but I wouldn't expect it to say I don't know about that. I would have expected it to say undefined or something. But that's generally the idea of how this works. Let me try my name instead. If I say... Alexa, tell me about Justin. And that for that I get undefined. That's the answer that I would expect. And the reason that I expect that is because I haven't put any data in my database specifically for Justin. But it recognizes that that's a term, so it's interesting to me that the Karthik one doesn't work. So that's interesting. I'm going to have to play with that a little bit. Another thing that we worked on right at the end on Friday last week was my name. So if I say, Alexa, ask, who is Jeff? One of the things that I built was the ability to recognize the multiple entities that match that term, Jeff Blankenburg, Jeff Nunn, or Jeff Barr, to be able to recognize any of those individual values and clarify with the user which one did you mean. Now there's two challenges here. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Kevin Evans, for being here. Thank you. There's a couple of things that I need to figure out related to that. The first one is, if I'm really building a chatbot, then do I want to make the user prefix everything with some term? Because you can see what I did there. I said, Alexa, who is Jeff? It said, did you mean Jeff Blankenburg, Jeff Nunn, or Jeff Barr? The natural reaction to this is going to be to say at the answer, oh, I meant Jeff Barr. And so I type in something like, and then nothing happens. And the reason that nothing happens is because my chatbot is only listening when you say Alexa. Makes sense. I probably just set your device off, and I'm sorry for that. But I think this is how I want it to work. I think the idea is generally to be able to, I should still be able to say, Alexa, Jeff Barr. And then she'll clarify or say, I don't know, or whatever. So I think that's how that's going to work. And this is the Alexa chatbot that I'm building. So one of the other things that I'll need to do is modify this, because you can see that it's being replied to by Jeff Blankenbot. That's a bot that I'm building for my own channel. Sorry, Brendonius. Brendan Enrick is here on the channel, and I'm going to say the word a lot today, apparently. But the idea here is that also, I don't know what that black box is. That's weird that it didn't show up over there. Also, hello to you too, sir. So as I'm going through this, as I'm building this thing, I think I'm still going to require you to say her name. How about that, Brendan? Is that better? No, it's okay. I'm using a piece of software called Streamlabs OBS, and apparently it didn't know what that emoji was. But if I look in the Stream Manager here on my display, then I can see your icon right here. So it definitely showed up, but yeah, it doesn't know who you are. We may have to fix that. And this is one of those things that we could potentially do some interesting dynamic things with. if Lex let us do that. But we don't have the ability right now to do dynamic entities one of the things that I would love to do is have people be able to grow and modify this database, even potentially from the chat. So you could add yourself as a term or whatever, but we're not there yet. Okay, so we have this chatbot, and we can ask her about a slew of topics. And if I come here and show you what that looks like, this is my data table that contains everything. And you can see that I've got, I don't know, 100 or so things in here. Gold Zulu, nice try. She doesn't seem to know about that. The strongest live coder. Are you like muscular? Is that what you mean? Like you lift a lot of weight? I don't think that's going to work that way. But we're working on building a chatbot that can run on the Alexa channel. And ideally, it would respond as Alexa. So maybe that's the first thing that I should do this morning is swap that out. So if I come over to my code here, this is where you can see, like, did you mean this? Or down here we have somewhere. I thought I had, like, sorry, I don't know about that. Where do we say that? Oh, I wonder if, because I have two bots, I wonder if that's the other one. Let's see. Know about that. Find. Yeah, that's coming from the old one. So I'm going to have to rip some of that functionality out too. So let's do that first. We're going to go open the old bot. Basically, I have two bots. I have this Alexa chatbot that we've been working on. And this is going to be one that is specifically designed to run and pretend to be Amazon Alexa. Sorry for continuing to say that word. But we're going to let this bot, the one that can answer the questions and give you technical guidance on stuff, that one is going to be just specifically focused on those things. And then I have another one, and this is one that I've built for my own channel called Jeff Blankenbot. And this bot, I originally started building stuff here for that Alexa stuff. So what we need to do is say, if they start their term with Alexa, I don't actually care about any of this. So we're going to take this entire chunk out. Let's get rid of both of those. My goodness, those are annoying comments. Who does that? Okay, and then I think I can take that down here. That looks pretty good. So that's the Jeff Blankenbot. And this is things that I want to do on my own channel, my own like inventions or whatever, like changing the color of my lamp. So as an example, if we come over here and we look at the chat and I say lamp red, you can see that the lamp behind me turns to red. And Brendan, if you haven't played with that before, feel free. You can add not only, if I can get out of the way of the lamp, you can not only type color names like that, but you can add any hex value, with the exception of black, because you can't turn the light off. And I don't allow you to control the brightness, so it's really just the hue that you're choosing. There you go. Nice work. But that's using the LifeX API against the light bulb that's sitting here behind me. And I'm using that as part of the chatbot as well. So that's what I'm saying, is that I actually have two chatbots running on this channel. And I'm going to go for a moment and pause one of them. I want to pause the Jeff Blankenbot one. And that is this one here. So we're just going to stop that for a second and start it again so that it's no longer trying to handle those Alexa commands. Maybe Lime doesn't work. LifeX is pretty restrictive on the number of official names of colors that they support. And so I passed that Lime in, but it looks like it didn't work because it's still pink behind me. But I know they handle cyan, white, all the normal colors of the rainbow. But I don't even know if they support like light blue. Let me see if that works. No, see, it doesn't even handle those things. And this is just a limitation of LifeX. What I would need to do is build a lookup table to translate those words to specific hex values, and I'm sure there's a service out there to do that. But for what we're doing and the fact that most of the folks that are here are developers, you can just drop a hex value on me like that green one. And there we go. Startup is here. Thank you for being here. Karthik is not here yet, I don't think. At least he hasn't announced himself. Usually he's quite vocal when he arrives. But I'm looking forward to hearing what his question might be. I know he's talking about doing some if this then that integration as well. I am no longer using if this then that. I'm going directly to the source for my light bulb, but that was where I started, and then I found it too limiting, and I wanted to use hex values and other stuff, and so that's how we landed on the LifeX API instead. Okay, so the thing that I was doing, if we come in here, is that we want to go into the Alexa bot, and I'm going to have to go off screen here for a second because what I have is a file in this directory called keys and identity. And these are two files that I obviously would not want to show publicly, but these files contain like OAuth codes and API keys and all sorts of stuff like that, which I don't want to show on screen, obviously, because then everybody would have access to my account. So I'm just going to flip over to my beautiful face with the green light behind it, and we are going to crack that open. And I'm going to go figure out how I can do this for Alexa instead. And so the first thing that I need to remember how I did it is how do I get that OAuth code to be able to run on the Amazon Alexa account instead. So the original time that I did this, here, we'll come back here. TMI.js node. I think that there's a place that I need to go where I need to basically get permission and authentication to be able to let's see if it's in the docs here. TMI.js is the Twitch interface that I use to manage the chat and interact with it. I'm just trying to remember how I do. It's not going to be in here. I'm trying to remember how I do the authentication. That's the piece that I'm not remembering. Somewhere. See, I have this OAuth token that I get right here, but I can't remember how I get that bot token. Is it on their website? I don't want an anonymous connection. And I know how to do the OAuth connection. I just don't remember how to do that. Okay, let's go back to the camera view. Let's go to Twitch real quick and just see if I can even find that. I feel like there was a place where I had to log in and like do an OAuth style connection, and I'm just not remembering how to do that. It's been a month or so, and I don't remember exactly how I did that. I was using Glitch though. Maybe that would be a thing to look into. Glitch.
The last thing you should have to worry about right now.
Okay, so in Glitch, new project. Let's see, where did I see that? Brendan's enjoying this light changing stuff. Twitch chatbot. I think this is the one that I want. Oh, did you find it for me? That would be awesome, Gold Zulu. Thank you. twitchapps.com/TMI. That page doesn't load for me. twitchapps.com. Okay, I'm grabbing this OAuth code that I don't want you to see, and I'm putting it in here. And this is now going to become Amazon Alexa, and this is going to become that OAuth code, and then we can run it on both channels. Okay, so now I can close my identity file, and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to restart my bot. I know you guys that are watching can't see this, but it's just credentialing that I don't want to show on the screen. So we'll stop that bot, start it up again. Hopefully it works. Okay, so I think we might be good. So now if I come back here and we do Alexa, who is Justin? But you can see it's responding as Amazon Alexa now. That's huge. So thank you, Gold Zulu, for getting that link for me. That was perfect. And I think we're in a good position now. And so what's awesome about this is that this chatbot is also currently running on my channel and on the Amazon Alexa channel. So when we're streaming there, like office hours tomorrow or anything like that, those are the situations where we will be able to use this all the time. And so I'm running this locally on my machine right now. You can see that I have just these two terminal windows open, one for each bot. But eventually I'm going to have this hosted in some kind of EC2 instance or something like that where it's just running all the time. I think that's what I'm going to do, or I'm just going to have people run this as needed. But what I'd love to do is have the chat part of the Amazon Alexa channel always be there to answer questions, even when there aren't any hosts or anything. So I don't know exactly. And we are, Brendan, we are not trying to build a chatbot that can answer any question. We're really trying to keep this focused on things that are related to Alexa and Alexa development. So like certainly knowing, how to contact me or Jeff Nunn or something like that is something that would be in scope. But we're probably not going to know things like who is Thor. As cool as that would be, that increases the scope dramatically on what kind of data we have, and doing matching on that data can also be incredibly tricky. So I think we're to the point now where we have our chatbot running and everything seems to be working. This is correct. All of this stuff is good. Oh, super cool, TradeLast. Thank you for testing that. I'm glad to hear that it's working. So it's actually pretty simple to set up. Once you have that OAuth code, you can actually build a bot. And without talking to the channel at all, you can build a bot that runs on someone else's channel. Now, I think they can do things to block you and stuff like that, but you can say, hey, I want this to run on 20 different channels or 50 different channels or whatever. And I think it'll work. I don't think there's a limit. So I could potentially just say, hey, this Alexa chatbot runs on all of these other channels. And honestly, like if... for those of you that do streaming also, if you want this Alexa chatbot to be paying attention to your channel, I think we could probably do that for you. It wouldn't be very hard to do. It would just be adding your username to an array and starting and stopping the bot again. Anyway, so I think we're in a good position. That was one thing that I really wanted to fix, was having the appropriate person respond, and Amazon Alexa being that person makes a lot of sense since that's the channel. But I wonder if I should create an account that's like Amazon Alexa. No, I think Amazon Alexa is fine. I was thinking about calling it like Alexa Bot or something like that, but Alexa's already kind of a bot. So I think it's probably fine. All right, so the next steps of this bot are kind of fundamental to how it works. And I really need all of your feedback for this. So I'm really relying on those of you in the chat to give me some guidance. So one of the things that I have is this data table. And these are the terms that I'm expecting to be able to answer questions about. And this is not a complete list, even slightly, but it's a starting list. And so if you want to know stuff about Amazon Pay, I should probably have some synonyms for this table that are things like payments, physical goods, things like that. That would be good synonyms for those kinds of things. But on top of that, I'd be curious when you think about a chatbot that is designed to help you understand or get better or at least provide some guidance on Alexa development. What does that look like to you? Are there the way that I have it constructed today? If we go here, oh, Karthik is here. Good, welcome. Oh, that's too bad, man. What were you doing with if this then that? What was the integration you were trying to accomplish? I'm gonna go and do a what was I gonna go look up? I was just gonna go look something up. What was it? I don't even remember. So broken. My brain is just completely shattered. Oh, yeah, I want to know, like, what are the kinds of questions, and I wanted to go to AWS Lex. That's what I was doing. What are the kinds of things that you would expect? Oh, nice. That's super cool. So you basically have a little siren that happens in your office when I go live on Twitch. That's awesome. I should set that up for all of you. It'd be awesome to know, like, oh, hey, this person just went live. So Twitter handle. What is Jeff's Twitter feed? So one of the things that I've done with this, and I think we can work on this, is if you say, Alexa, who is Jeff? I'm letting each person, I guess I have to say, Alexa, who is Blankenburg? You can see that, like, I'm going to have each person write their own little description. And so they'll be able to tell you, like, if you say, who is this person? You're not going to get it all ethereal and say, well, he's a 43-year-old man that lives in Ohio. Like, maybe that's interesting, but I think it's probably more like, hey, how do I find this person? How do I know more about them? And so that was the short little intro that I wrote for myself. But everybody kind of has their own thing. Yeah, you have to actually start them with her name, Karthik. So if you, and I don't know why yours isn't working. We need to look at that too. But you like how it actually replies to you? I think that's turned out pretty cool. Can I try if this then that for what? What are you asking me to try startup? I've used it before. I'm curious what do you mean try it? The site's running. So Karthik, I don't have a mechanism right now. Every time you talk to Alexa, it's a one shot. I don't do any conversational anything. So when it says, did you mean those things? You have to say something like, Alexa, if I can get back. Sorry, I keep saying the word. You would have to do something like that to reply, because you're replying to her. Yeah, I mean, yeah, my light will work on if this then that, if I do that. So if I come in here and go to webhooks, it's flu. Let's tame it down a little bit. It's aggressive entry there. So let's see if we can do turning it to colors behind me green right now. Let's do a purple. I thought there was a way to test it right in here. Maybe not. Did that actually work? It's not actually changing for me. Glad you're here, though. It's Flu. So, where are you from? Welcome to the chat. I don't recognize your name before. From before. Have you been here before? It's good to see you. It's good to have you in the chat. But I haven't seen you before. It's always good to have new folks on here. I don't remember how to do this, clearly. WK Wyatt, is it your day? Is it time? So we have something fun to do here. And that is, we're going to take that picture. Perfect. I can chop you out of that. Got to your 4,000 points. So for those of you that don't know, we have on the Twitch channel, if I come here, and if you look right below the video, there's a box called Our Happy Little Wall, something like that. Don't load the video. Just load the boxes. Yeah, Our Happy Little Wall, which is right here.
Something like that.
Come on. And in this image, this is a wall of all the pops that are sitting here behind me. And people can spend 4,000 channel points, which are, you just earn them by watching. But then it gets you an opportunity to put your face on that happy little wall. So we're going to go do that for WK Wyatt right now. So the first thing that I want to do is grab your image. So we'll do that, maybe. Is it going to let me do that? We'll just download it. And then I haven't seen Jeff Nunn here yet today. And Jeff Nunn, I don't believe, is in the image either. So we'll open up our wall image. Let's get this all centered on the screen. And WK Wyatt, what character do you want to be on? Did you have one specifically in mind? This is for you. It's Flu. Time for some water. Ditka, good choice. All right. So we gotta get your image in here. So let's open that first. Oh, somebody cashed him in for Jeff Nunn. I didn't know that. No, I haven't gotten his image yet. So he'll have to give me the image he wants to use. All right, so let's see if we can do this here pretty quick. It makes sense to use this image since you are replacing Ditka. We'll just chop some hat out here. Just go right out, right back in. It's so weird to see somebody trace your face, isn't it? And we're going to not keep the sleeves and everything. We're just going to take the face. All right, there we go. Copied, pasted. That might be a little big. Take you and drop you up here. And let's go take a look at Ditka and see what's going on. Transform. We got to get you just a little bit smaller because we still want to see Ditka's body, but we want your head on it. Something like that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, so there we go. There's WKY Jr. So we want to change this. We need to create a folder for you. take that up to the very top. There we go. And then we take your image. This is this one, right? Yeah. And we'll take that into the folder. And then we'll open this one up. We'll take these two layers. Take that into your folder as well, like there-ish. Yeah, and then we'll drop this right below on the shelf like that. And then we got to change the text. WK Wyatt. Am I doing that right? IATJR. Okay. And then my name was in a smaller font because my name's too long. So let's bump yours up to 16. That's what everybody else is at. All right, so there you go. We have WK Wyatt Jr. in our list of people that have watched this channel way too much. W Quite. Oh, okay. So it's not WK Wyatt. It's W Quite Jr. That's good to know. W Quiet Jr. W Quite Jr. W Quiet. Am I doing that right? W Quiet. So your last name is KWIAT? Cool. I can work with that. So we've saved. We need to export. Awesome, awesome. We're going to replace... No. Did I do that wrong? I did that right. Save, replace. Then we need to go to my S3 bucket and upload it. So that you guys can actually all see the newest version. So we'll come in here to Twitch. We'll upload the new image, which is on my desktop. Please make it public every time. Next. Upload. And then the other thing that I want to do, I've realized that I'm not updating this image, and I think I can do that pretty easily too. So down here somewhere, where did my image go? I'm going to add a new image here, and it should be the same one. I don't know if they'll take an image that big, but we'll see. Yeah, I remember I had to make a smaller version somehow, so I'll have to... let me save this first, and then we'll shrink the image size down to like... do that. We'll export one of these as well. I can't do this every time, but it's just that small thumbnail. But I've made a few changes to that wall, so I feel like I should. And then we'll back that out just so I don't accidentally lose my save, or my space. And we can lose W Quiet Jr.'s thing. And then we come back to Twitch, and we add an image. And this time it's going to be the downloads small. Hopefully it doesn't complain about this one. Submit. Cool, so that's been uploaded in both places. So we should be all good. So welcome to the club. Glad you could be here, W Quiet. Glad you made the wall finally. So there we go. So we've added to the wall, but now we need to get back to our chatbot, and we need to figure out some of the other utterances that people are going to use, and this is where I was asking you guys for additional information. Like, what are the kinds of questions that people might ask? And so one of the things that I'm going to add in here is just answer. So you could just say Alexa and the term, and you not have to worry about running into a situation where you have to say one of those lead-in phrases. I might also have who is answer. Tell me about what is. I wonder if I probably have a better list of this if I go look at my Alexa skill. So let's go to, because this is something else that I'm going to need to build, is a new version of this skill called Dev Tips. And I have to go into another profile for that. And let's look at the interaction model for this. And see what we can find. Because this is something I wrote quite a while ago, but I did spend some time thinking about what these utterances would look like. So tell me about, where can I learn more? Can you tell me? I have like 14 of them. Okay. Oh my gosh, Karthik, that's super cool. I wish you could have... Did you get a video of it? I'd love to see the video. Lord of Sound is here. Man, I missed a couple of things while we were doing that image editing. Welcome to the show, Lord of Sound. So, I have these basic ones, right? Where can I learn more about? That's probably a good one to grab. So we'll drop that into my Lexbot here. Where can I learn more about? Answer. I think that's super cool. So is there an if this then that for Twitch, or what are you using to trigger the situation? How are you monitoring? Is it an email? Like, what is the thing that you're using to trigger this status? Yeah, this is the video I watched earlier today. But I'm very curious about how does that all work? How are you triggering it? How do you fire it up? Oh, interesting. There's a Twitch trigger. I didn't know that. I wonder if I could use that to fire up the chatbot every time that one of those channels goes live. That's very cool. Good morning, W. Giorgio. Yeah, there's a couple of other things that I wanted to do. I just realized if I come here and I choose community, I think it's community, roles manager. Yeah, we were adding people that were actually on the wall, and so you were just added to the wall. So you should be a VIP. So like that, WKY, you've got some bling on your name. I should also, if I don't have him in here already, how have I not done that? We're going to do something special here. P. Karthik R. He's now a moderator. As one of my Alexa teammates, I make them moderators, so they have a little more power here in the chat. They can contribute in a couple of different ways. But Karthik, you've got some new bling as well. Let's see if there's anything else I can do in the chat here. I think we're set for now. Oh, startup, you were the other one I was going to do. I was waiting until you were on the channel. Bling around. There you go. So everybody's all blinged out. We got all these diamonds now. This looks great. Okay, so back to the Lex stuff. So I've added a few utterances, and there were a few things that I was very, very confused and bothered by, I guess, about this, because when I was doing this originally, like I would add something, change something about my bot, and it wouldn't work right away. And it's still not really clear to me why. I don't know that I'm going to be able to figure that out here, but I'm going to build this because I've added these new utterances. And this is the stuff that I really need your advice on. So when you guys are looking for the right answer, obviously Google does a good job of this, but we were thinking it would be nice for the bot to be able to direct you to a specific page in our dev portal or in our docs or a GitHub repo or something like that, depending on what you're asking about. And so the goal of this data table in every case is to have a link to follow up with. So in every one of these situations, not only are you going to get like a little response that says, here's where you can know more, or here you can find a Amit at this thing or whatever, but then there will also be a URL. So at least in the chat, you'll get the little description, but there'll be something to click on to go. Wow, Karthik just tossed in a subscription for startup. That's so nice. What a gift subscription. Man, you guys are awfully generous and nice to each other. I really appreciate it. So this is the thing that I'm curating right now, is going through this database and making sure that I have all the pieces in place that I need, because I need this not only for the chatbot, but I will also need it for Alexa to be able to do this as well. And so like right now I'm using this card response, but I don't think this is going to work exactly the way I want it to. I also need to know, is there a IRC line delimiter? This is something I noticed that didn't work this morning. I'm probably in the wrong place. But what I want to know is if I do something like, what's a good example? I think Amit is a good example of this. So if I come back here to Stream Manager, and I do Alexa, tell me about Amit, you can find Amit, and you can see that I have these like 3 different links that are there. That's his Twitter, his LinkedIn, and his GitHub. I would love for those to be on individual lines, but I don't know, how do I pass in a new line? Because I think I have in the data, at least I think I do. If I look at Amit, no, I just have like normal line breaks. So I wonder if I were to do like new line, something like that. What if I just drop some new line characters in there? I don't know if that's what IRC supports, but it's not supporting the line breaks that I have right there. So I wonder if that would do it. So my data is updated because that's the beauty of. Yeah, it could be a non-breaking. I don't know how this works, so we're gonna find out here in just now. So if I say Alexa, tell me about Amit, what do I get now? It just shows the line breaks. That's wonderful. Well, line break. It sounds like maybe I can't do that. Maybe I can't put line breaks in. This looks like a thing that people want from IRC, and it's not possible. So I wonder if I can. Let's be more specific. Maybe Twitch has a way. Can I do a line break in Twitch chat? Karthik, you're killing me. There's no way of doing that. I wonder if, can I just do like a, this is Sparta? No. So even though I could do it in the chat box, it doesn't translate it. So it doesn't look like I can do that very effectively. It would have been nice to be able to break those links up, but it doesn't look like it's very possible. That's too bad. Well, let me go back and change my data for emit then, because we don't want that to live on. Could you stop with the recommendations, please? I can't see. Okay. That should be fixed. All right, so it looks like I'm not able to do multi-line in the chat, and that's okay. But I still think this is one of those things where what I really should do, the responsible thing, is to have a chat response. Because I don't know that it's going to be exactly the same as the card response, but I could copy these for now and just put them here. But that way, if I need to edit them or change them or whatever, I'm not breaking one in another place. But that also means in my code that now what I really want to do is say, instead of card response, I want chat response. That's going to be the value that I provide to you. And then I also need to be able to provide the link that I have in there. Because I'm assuming for most things I will have a link, and so that's also going to add some interesting twists to like Amit's message specifically, because here's 3 places you can find me, but every one of my responses should end with a URL. And so what I really want to do is something like this: item.fields dot, what did I call that? Link. Because this all happens for me automatically. So maybe I just have to rethink how we write Amit's message. So let me come over here and this is the Alexa chatbot. We'll just stop and start that. So that now that new code is running. Karthik, so that's actually a really interesting question about the 5K a day. So I did it for 32 days straight, and I lost 5 pounds, and I had like almost 3% body fat drop just from doing a 5K every day. But then the weather here got to be garbage. It was raining every day. It was cold, and I kind of got out of the habit. And today is supposed to be our last gross day, and then the weather is actually going to be warm. Like it should stay warm. So I did 32 days in a row, which was cool. I got through an entire month, but I have plans to get back at it. And so my hope is maybe this afternoon we start a new streak. And if that doesn't happen because of weather, then most certainly tomorrow. But I was feeling better. I was less tired. I was in a better mood. All of those things changed when I was doing that every day. And now, like the past week or so, the weather's just been such garbage. And I haven't done it. And like yesterday, I needed a nap. I never need naps. So my hope is that by getting back to that, I will also feel better. So I have restarted this now with that new logic to show the link. So now I should be able to do, Alexa, tell me about Amit. And it should bring in that 4th link. And it does. I wonder if I should designate that in some way. Like if we did something like go here or something like that. Try this. We'll do try this. Try this. Maybe start here. I don't know. It seems like it's going to be weird depending on the context of the thing. Because I wouldn't really like say try this for Amit, but I might say start here. We'll do that. Start here. I don't need to designate it a link. It'll be obvious that it's a link. But I wonder if well, before I try to modify this, well, like what does it look like for a normal thing? So if I say, Alexa, tell me about account linking. Well, I already have a URL on that one too. Alexa, tell me about Blankenburg. Undefined, undefined. Oh, did I not fill those in for myself? So if I come in here to Blankenburg, chat response. That's pretty good. All right, so my data's there. Let's try that one more time. Jeff Blankenburg is an Alexa evangelist. You can find him everywhere as Jeff Blankenburg. And then I have a link. See, I feel like, yeah, I just feel like that needs a little decoration or something. Start here. My other option, of course, would be to have the URL part of it. Like maybe I don't put it here, but instead I put that start here in the data itself. So I could say like website, something like that, and then I could do that uniquely for each one. But that's not really what I want to do either, because if I want to use that link for anything else, then I'm always married to having that website word. We could do this. Link prefix. Something like that. And then we could take this chunk out, put the link prefix here. And then if there isn't one, then we don't use one. Kevin Evans, thank you for the reminder to drink some water. I could do something like this, but now we need to change this. So I'm going to lose this piece here. And we'll come back here and we'll say plus item.fields. But I can't just do that because it may not exist. Item.fields.link prefix. So now I need to make sure that it's never empty. And I mean, I can do that. I can add default text that's just a space. And then for all of these, I could just make a space. And then I could fill them all in with a space. And then I think that might do it. Like that's enough to make it so that there's always a value there. And it doesn't just write undefined. But this feels wrong. This feels like the wrong logic. What I should do is put a linked thing together. If item.fields.link doesn't equal undefined, then inside here we'll do I'm going to make this a function too. I hate these kinds of things just chunked into the main logic. So then we'll say if item.fields.link prefix doesn't equal undefined. The thing that I'm predicting for is that when I hand this to other people to enter data into, they're not going to know these business rules. They're not going to know like, oh, I've got to make sure there's a space in that field. It's going to look empty to them, so they're going to leave it empty, and then it's going to start writing undefined all over the place. So this is my way to prevent that. So right here, I'm going to say var link equals nothing, and that'll be the default. And then if there is a link prefix, then I can say link equals item.fields.link prefix plus item.fields.link. And then in here, man, I did it again. This is something we had a problem with on Friday, and I thought maybe I was just having a bad day, but apparently no. Else link equals item.fields.link. Okay, so we're going to take this whole thing. Function build link text prefix link. I did it again. Man, link. Just too fast on the key, I guess. I'm not getting shift down fast enough. Okay, if link, if prefix, okay, so we have our nice little build link text. Do I do something with my hand on my neck like this? Like I put my hand on my neck and like think? I'm not even aware of that, but now I'm going to be super conscious of it, Kevin. Is that what you're describing? Like I do this sometimes too when I'm just like, what in the world could be going on? I know I do that quite often. So now we need to change our var link is just going to be build link text, and this will be item.fields.link prefix and item.fields.link. Okay, so that's a little bit cleaner up here anyway. And now at the end of this, instead of the prefix and all the other stuff, yeah, I'm sure it is a coder thing. I can just call this link, and then if it's empty, and that's fine. I'm expecting that they will have a chat response for everything. The username will be there. All of that looks really nice. The file is saved. We just need to come over here and stop and start our bot again. And so now that that has happened, we should be able to take a look at the chat and say, Alexa, who is Blankenburg? And I say you can find him everywhere as that, and that's jeffblankenburg.info. But then if I come in here and we find me here, and I add a link prefix, I could say website like that. And then if we do it again, Alexa, tell me about Blankenburg. Can't type my own name today. Nice. Okay, so we've got our bot working, and now we can add those link prefixes as we see fit. And it'll respond to you that way. So this is working pretty well so far. The bot is good. The things that we still need are the guidance from all of you about, if you're Kevin, this is a good thing for you too. I know you've been kind of getting into this as a beginner. What are the kinds of things that the chatbot could answer for you? what kind of questions do you find yourself maybe asking Alexa with your voice, or asking a search engine, something like that? What are the things that this thing could potentially solve for you? Right now, it's not going to be able to do thinking things. These are things that we have to predict you might want to know about. But if I'm on here talking about building in-scale purchases, you might say, what are ISPs? Right? And then I can quickly look up in my database in-scale purchasing. I think I have a synonym that is ISP. I don't. But by doing that kind of stuff, we can start to create a situation in which the main answers, the core things that you may want to know, are easily answered by this chatbot. So I'm always curious to know what people think about, or how they would go about answering those questions. Give me a tutorial on. Okay, that's another good one. Teach me about answer. I need a tutorial. Why did I put quotes? I need a tutorial about answer. Alexa, what are all the gadgets Jeff Blankenburg has recommended? So startup, you're getting to something very interesting that I have a lot of interest in, actually. So this is something that I think is more tailored for the Jeff Blankenbot versus the Alexa one, right? Like, if I'm on stream, I'll start the Jeff Blankenbot, and it can answer questions about me, like, more deeply. Those kinds of things are tricky. I don't know how I would do the second one that you have there, but I think I know how I would do the first one. And these are custom questions that I can build intents for, or slots for, to be able to answer those questions. And I don't know what the right way to do this is, but this is something that I've actually been thinking about. One of the other things that I really want to do, and maybe we'll spend our second hour here trying to figure that out, because I've struggled with it in my early efforts, is to allow the Jeff Blankenbot to know as much about me as possible. So one of the things that I'd really like to do, going back to the running and walking and that kind of stuff, is if I go to Strava, this is the website, the app that I use to track all of my running and walking. And so if I log into this, you can see that in here for this week, I have 0 miles. Now this week just started, but this year I've got 100 miles out of my 115 mile goal. This is tracking all of this kind of information, and I think that I can see like a heat map. This shows where I've gone, I think. I don't want cycling, I want running. All time. And it'll show me on a map all the places that I've been, which is kind of cool. I think that's what it's doing here. Can we just hit update on that? Yeah, so this is exactly what I want to do, is in the chat for you just to be able to say like !miles, and it'll give you the answer. So if I hit view on this, these are all the places that I have gone running or walking. And obviously my house is in there somewhere, but you can see that I try to venture out, but I have some common paths that I take too. This is kind of a cool thing. It would be nice to be able to just like link people directly to this map, and then they could see like where I go or whatever. So I'm with you. I think that using the Strava API to be able to let the chatbot know about me and know what those things are would be kind of cool. What I don't know is how exactly to do that. So if I found a Strava API, let's start there. and they have documentation and all the stuff. I think I've already signed up for all this. All I really want to do though is get like activity total. Yeah, so like I just want to get this number, really, like how far did I go? And so this is something that I still need to figure out, but it looks like they have some decent documentation on this. You can see like they have all the different languages, which is always really nice. And they have, oh my gosh, okay, maybe this is going to be easier than I thought. I originally thought that this was going to be kind of tricky, and it looks like the API that I was using is different from what I found there. So if I say activity total, segments, I don't care about any of that. Routes, I don't care. Clubs, athletes, get authenticated athlete in JavaScript. And what does that return to me? Can we blow that up a little bit? See, that's great. I've got this user, but this doesn't give me any of the data that I want. Get athlete stats. That's what I really want. JavaScript. What does this return to me? Recent run totals, all run totals. Maybe this is the thing. Should we try this? Do you guys want to see if we can knock into the API for Strava and let that be a command? I would love to try this. Let's do that. So we're going to take that, and we're going to go into the. Yeah, so I have that stuff in Strava. We could actually ask that, but those are things that we'll have to figure out how to do. So I need to make sure that I'm opening the right bot file. So we'll look at Jeff Blankenbot, and in here I think I started this, so I already have a command somewhere. Unless I got rid of it. Yeah, okay, so we have this stuff here, and what I do is I say, if they say lamp, then do this thing. And that was the Alexa stuff we just turned off. And if it's dice, so we could just add another one here that is else if command name dot starts with miles. Do we want to do miles? Yeah, we'll do miles. Then we're going to do whatever this is. So this is the code that we were just granted. This is something I want to take to the top of the page. So we'll take that. See, I had Strava-v3, and that was not getting the job done. I wanted this. And we're going to get rid of this because that's nonsense. I'm not calling it that. So let's npm install some stuff. cd Jeff Blankenbot. And then we need to do npm install Strava API v3 -s. What? Oh. Nom. That's different. That's when I wanted to eat it. Okay, so did that work? If I look at my package JSON now. I don't even know what folder I'm looking at here. We're going to do this. We're going to close the folder, make sure that we're looking at the right files. File, open, GitHub, Jeff Blankenbot. Also, guys, I got to tell you, I think I did some trimming on the beard. Like, I have a beard trimmer, and I trimmed it up a little bit this weekend, but I still hate it. And so I think Wednesday, I'm going to come back with something weird. Like we're gonna take some of it off, and then Friday I think it's gonna be gone, because I can't. I'm not a beard person. I've tried it. I've given it its time, but I just don't think I can. I don't think I can continue. So let's look at my package JSON here, and we have Strava v3. This is not the one that I wanted. The one that I want is Strava API v3. So let's try that again. npm install that doesn't feel like it's doing it. Kind of agree with me? Like, that didn't really feel like it happened. Let's go to the npm website and see. Is this discontinued or something? Like, what's... There's no packages found with that name. Well, Strava seems to disagree. Is there something I need to do to get your API? I have this thing. This should be all that I need. I'll have to get those tokens here in a minute. But it really feels like I'm missing something. Libraries. Unspecified. It's just Strava v3. It's weird that... I mean, I get that. Thank you, Clark. But it's weird to me that, like, in their API, they're making stuff like this. That's, I don't know, that's just weird. And see, this is published by some dude. Like, why isn't it published by Strava? Okay, I mean, I'll do that. That's what I had before. All right. So I have Strava v3 in there. And now we want to go to our bot. And we have... This should be this now, I guess. But then down here... Yeah, I mean, I suppose their docs could be wrong. It's just annoying. It looks like they want me to download a client and do a bunch of other weird stuff. So... Yeah, see, they have me, like, instantiating stuff. Thanks, Karthik. Thank you for being here, man. So... Yeah, I don't think I want to use any of their code then. It seems like if I'm using this guy's stuff, I can do something much simpler. Like this. So let's get rid of all of their stuff. already got that. Apparently we got to dig into what the config looks like. Okay, so by the way, if you guys aren't following, Unspecified Software is a really good friend of mine that has just started streaming on Twitch. He does a bunch of awesome stuff. I was on his channel for his first broadcast last week. But if you're looking for somebody to follow, give Unspecified Software a look because they're doing a bunch of cool stuff, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where their streams go. So let's see what that payload should look like. So this actually looks more like that. And then access token, client ID, client secret. I think I had all that in the browser. If we go back to where did it say like the first thing you need to do is create an app? I don't remember where I saw that thing. Is this the place? Yeah, okay. So we're going to get off of my my screen just for a second while we grab some of these tokens and secrets, because nobody needs to see all those. And we'll come into my code here. We need to go into keys and add a few more keys to this. So this is going to be Strava. I know you can't see it, and you're not going to see it because it's my keys. So we'll call this Strava client secret. And then I have access token, so we'll call this one Strava access token. And then the last one is refresh token. Okay. And this says that I need client ID, client secret, and access token. I have client secret and access token. Where's the client ID? That's this. Almost done, everybody. Sorry. Strava client ID. All right. And then redirect URI. I'm not doing any redirects, but okay, I think we're back. So here, this is where I'm going to do keys dot Strava access token, and this is going to be keys dot Strava client ID. Keys dot client secret, and then I don't have a redirect URI. I wonder if I could just not have one. What do you think? What do you think happens there if I just do that? And we'll do this. Okay. So if you say miles, I'm going to go create this config, make a call out, and get the response back. Let's see what we get. So the thing that I just did, the thing I didn't want to do. Let's hide all those values again. And what I wanted to do was come look here at the Jeff Blankenbot. Okay, back here. So now we're going to stop this really quickly, start it again. Laura, sounds like Trade Last got you on that answer. So hopefully you've got some clarification there. So browser, chat, and I should now be able to say miles. And what do we get in our... Oh, we got a sweet error. Strava is not defined. Oh yeah, I even told myself, don't forget that you did that. I made it capitalized up top. Here. Dumb. Okay, so one more time. Yeah, Lord of Sound, there is a way to mark a skill as mature content. I don't know if you do that or if the certification team does that. I don't actually know the answer to that question. That would be a good one for tomorrow during office hours. I think that if you want to have content that is marked as mature, I feel like there's a place to do that, but I don't remember where. Let me dig into this here really quickly here. My access token is invalid. Is that what you're saying? Code is invalid. Right, yeah, I think there is a way to do that, though. Something about my credentials is broken. Oh, I wonder if it's that they're not really built to do what I want to do. Guess you guys can see this, sorry. I'm reading through the docs here to see, like they give me this example here where they pass in the ID, but I feel like this is just them kind of getting rid of the config because I would have that ID here. Unless this is the athlete ID, which I don't know how I know that. My profile. How do I know what my profile ID is? API application. All I really want to do... Yeah, they gave me an access token. So you're thinking maybe I just don't need all of them like I'm doing here? Wherever I did that. But I need to tell it which athlete to get. I would think. Or maybe the access token is... No, I don't think the access token is specific for a user. So how do I know a user, a specific athlete's ID? Could that be this? Let's go back. Right. No, I agree with you. I understand the process by which the OAuth command goes through, but what I don't understand is, like, they're giving me multiple ways to access this. Right? We had, I don't know where that page I was on went, but they had in the docs for that specific, I think it was back here. How did I lose that page? I don't want to do any of that stuff. I just want the bearer token, like Clark was saying. I want the way to know what an athlete's ID is. I just want to get my athlete ID. I thought this was pretty easy to do. Oh, so it looks like that's handled by certification trade last. That's kind of where I thought we were going to go with that, but that's good to know that you've confirmed that. See, that's the client ID is the application's ID. I don't care about that. How do I know what an athlete's ID is? Specifically my athlete ID. I don't see where I do that. All right, Clark wants me to use this tool, jwt.io. Let's take a look. All right, don't really want to do this on screen, I guess, but we can give this a try. I don't think I have any idea what I'm doing on JWT here. Unfortunately. Looks like I need to sit and learn some stuff from Clark. All right. Well, maybe I'm not going to do this Strava stuff for now. This looks like it's going to take a little exploration on my part to make sure that I do this the way that I'm supposed to do it. But I thought that there was, I definitely thought there was a way where I initially looked at this. And I thought it showed me my, like, my ID. I don't know. Oh, Clark, I'm going to be all over it, man. We're going to get this going. Okay, so good morning, Flyby 1565. Thanks for being here, man. Good to see you. We're in the process of trying to figure out how to do an integration with Strava with a chatbot that I'm building. Not having a whole lot of luck with that. Because all we really should need to do is send in this access token. But I feel like there's a thing in here, like something like that says, hey, go get this specific athlete. But I don't actually know how I identify what that value is. And it may be that this access token is for an app that I've created. Let's think about this. If I go to developer.strava, I go find my apps, where would those be? Is it just like /API? No. Oh, there it was. Create and manage your app. Okay. So I'm on. So this is an app that I've created that has the secret and the access token and the refresh token and all of that stuff. So this is an application that I've created, and then I can also see that I have granted these apps access to my Strava data. So it seems like I've already told it that this bot, like this is my personal information, right? This API application is an application that I've created. There's a step that I'm missing here. This is my application. This is me. And somewhere in here, there should be a place where I can see. Let's just go to the API docs. I don't really care about the OAuth stuff. I want to take a step back. I've already done that part. I want to go back to the developer API documentation for just getting my own. What's the playground? This is pretty cool. This doesn't help me. So how do I know what, like, how do I make this call? How do I know what their ID is? Activities, clubs, gears, uploads. That's all great. But what I want is, how do I get athletes? I don't think this is going to work, but I will try it, Clark. And they give me this authorize button here. Here, let's just see if I bring these values in with this client ID and client secret. So client ID is here. This is the authorization though, which I shouldn't need to use. I've already done that. And that failed too. Oh, man. All right. I don't like just floundering. That's not fun to me, to just like beat against something and not succeed. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. But I don't know that I want to spend any more time on it on stream. So let's talk about other stuff. We can just take this piece here and we'll just comment this out. Yeah, but the Flyboy 1565, the problem I have with this stuff is like, I didn't necessarily have like a really specific plan for what I was going to do today, but it wasn't to try to like struggle against an API that I've never used before. I have lots of other stuff that I can do. One of the other things that I built into this bot is the ability to roll a die. So if I ever need you guys to like randomly roll a number, I can say dice, and they both respond with a number. That's pretty funny. I'll have to take that probably out of the Alexa one, so that's a good thing to do. Let's go open that file. The Alexa chatbot probably doesn't need the dice roller. That's more for me. So in here we can get rid of the dice stuff. And now if I come back here and we kill the Alexa one just for a second. Yeah, Clark, I'll happily work through that with you, man. Maybe this afternoon if you're free. Okay, so the dice roller is gone now. I can probably get rid of this. But so now if I say exclamation point dice, just I respond, which is what I would expect. Everybody that's still in the chat, type exclamation point dice. Let's see who gets the highest roll. W. Giorgio got a 13. Ooh, Flyboy 1565, 15. And we can have arguments about true randomness and all that kind of stuff. This is working pretty well. Kevin Evans got a 15. No D20. What I did do, though, is I modified it. So you can do dice. By default, it's a D20, but if you do something else, like a 100-sided, you can add 100 to the command, and then it will roll on a 100-sided die, or what, a 93-sided die if you want. It's basically just a random number generator. But what I need to do is, and let me modify that right now, I need a way for it to indicate that, like, hey, you rolled that number, but it was on a different sided die. So let's do that. That's going to be in the normal bot, in the dice roller. If sides doesn't equal 20, num, no, it can't be const though. Num plus equal sides. All right, let's do that one more time. So now at least I can have it indicate to me that what side, how many sides you rolled, so that doesn't get lost in the translation. So now if I come in here and I say dice 100, you rolled 42 out of 100. And I'll put a space in there too so it looks a little nicer. But then if you do the normal dice roll, which is just a 20-sider, then it doesn't indicate that at all. So now I should be able to do dice, and it says you rolled 9. But if I say dice 400, you rolled 64, and then I indicate that you rolled a 400-sided die. Cool. Nice conditional win there. Sohan asking me to take a sip. I will do that. I am thirsty today. Gotta hydrate. I agree. Well, the saying is hydrate or dihydrate, right? Gold Zulu really wants to be in the Alexa response bot. Actually, it's weird that it's not responding with a caps. I thought I was catching caps. Am I not catching caps? Oh, now Flyboy needs it? Man, you guys are killing me. Let's see if... Am I catching that for Alexa stuff? Oh, I gotta go to the Alexa bot. The Alexa bot is looking for 2 lowercase starts with Alexa. It's interesting to me, Gold Zulu, that it's not responding to you. It seems like it should. If I do Alexa, who is Jeff? It responds to me. Why didn't it respond to you? I'm going to do what you did. Alexa, who is Gold Zulu? And it just doesn't do anything. That's interesting. So... oh, Marine Corps. Nice, man. Yeah, you can definitely overhydrate. I try to get 100 ounces of water a day, so it's like 5 of these. I don't want to overdo it, but it's good to get some water flowing through you. Well, I don't actually know why it's not responding to you. It seems like... Who is Jeff? And then there's a message. But when we say, who is Gold Zulu? No, I'm sorry. We're doing that wrong. Alexa, who is Jeff? Yeah, it should the caps and stuff shouldn't matter. It should just say I don't know who that is. Alexa, who is That's pretty funny, Gold Zulu. I like it. Building your own bot to run on my channel. That's wonderful. Alexa, who is Gold Zulu? I love it. Nothing like hacking my stream. I think that's super cool. Okay, well, I would love to know why I'm not getting any response though. Because here I'm saying, Alexa, who is Gold Zulu? I'm not logging anything bad. What could possibly? Let's work through the logic here and just see why that isn't working. Because it seems like it should work for everything. So we come in here and we say, what is their command? If they said Alexa, we're going to do something. So we pass it into the chatbot. And if it's not an error, then I do these 3 logging statements. I'm not seeing those either. Oh, I think I see why. Maybe it's this. Maybe I got rid of some logic. Client.say target at context.username I don't seem to know about, and then I could even say what you said, right? Because I should have that value in the message. I wonder if I'm running different software. It does seem like these 3 lines aren't being hit. And it seems like they should be. It really does make me feel like I've done something wrong. Well, let's just finish that. I'll just say that. I want to bring in the actual thing you said, but that'll work for now. And then let's take the Alexa chat. Oh, maybe it's because I was looking in the wrong window. That's what I was doing. I was looking in the wrong window. Because of course this isn't going to respond to those things. Just creating too much confusion for myself. Alexa, who is Gold Zulu? I don't seem to know about that. Okay, so that's all well and good, but I'd still like to know what the context of that is, and like how can I respond to the user better? Somewhere in here, I feel like I should have the message that you said. Let's take that and look at it. Do you think I could do something like data dot, what was that called? Input transcript. I don't even know if that'll work. We're just playing here to see if this will even happen. So let's start and stop this again. And let's see what happens now. Alexa, who is Gold Zulu? I think I broke something on my side, probably. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna drop that out, and then we can. I guess we'll end our stream for today. Make sure I've got this fixed, just to make sure everything's working properly before we sign off. Alexa, who is Gold Zulu? Where's my response? Now I've completely broken something, it seems. Haha, no problem, Gold Zulu. Thank you, man, for playing along. It's kind of fun to see that. I don't know what I've broken. Maybe I didn't save my code. I don't know. This seems like it should be working again. So, one more try. Okay. No, that looks like it's working. So, and then if I say, Alexa, who is Blankenburg? Cool. Okay. So we've got our data structure in place. I think one of the things that I'll need to do now is make sure we fill in a lot of that data with the links and information that are necessary. And then I think maybe Wednesday we can start working on the Alexa skill that will do the same thing. All right, so with that, it's 11:56. Can't believe we spent 2 hours here today, but that's super cool that it all works. And thank you, Gold Zulu, for building your own bot. This has been a lot of fun, but we will sign off for now. Tomorrow morning, I'll be on with Between Two Devs with Amit Jatwani at 10 a.m. Eastern. At noon, I'll be back on here with Alexa Office Hours. Those are both on the Amazon Alexa channel, so please tune in there on Twitch. And then Wednesday morning, I'll be back here. So thank you guys all for tuning in. I will see you all very soon.